When a woman is exploiting you, she will share these 10 charming lies. High-value men should take heed. Within the realm of deception, the most alluring lies can often be the most perilous. In today's landscape of fleeting relationships, navigating through a minefield of half-truths and ulterior motives is crucial. In this episode of Win Stoic, we'll unveil the 7 sweet lies that a woman might tell when she's merely playing a role. These aren't just pleasant words, they're calculated tactics designed to tug at your heart and keep you entranced. As we shine a light on these falsehoods, reflect on your own experiences and consider how recognizing these lies can empower you to reclaim your self-worth. Have you ever fallen into these traps? Let's engage in the comments below, and together we'll chart a course toward genuine self-respect. 1 compliment: I love our conversations. When she says, "I just want you to be happy," it may sound like a heartfelt declaration of care. However, if you notice that she frequently uses this phrase to rationalize her demands or decisions, it could indicate that she's taking advantage of you. She may insist that her actions are for your benefit, but in truth, she's manipulating your emotions to create a sense of obligation. As a high-value man, it's essential to discern when someone is exploiting your goodwill for their own advantage. Stoic principles remind us to uphold our values and resist emotional manipulation. In these situations, ask yourself, does she genuinely care for your happiness, or is she wielding it as a means to fulfill her personal ambitions? Imagine being in a relationship where, each time you hesitate to meet her request, she reminds you that she's solely concerned about your happiness. Initially, it may appear as though she is selfless, but over time, you begin to see that her concern conveniently aligns with her desire to get what she wants. It's as if your happiness becomes a bargaining chip utilized to tip the scales in her favor. This dynamic is all too familiar in modern relationships, where one partner may subtly or overtly manipulate the other by appealing to their sense of duty and compassion. Consider a scenario: a man who consistently complies with his partner's wishes, convinced that she is acting in his best interest. She requests favors, expects him to prioritize her needs, and justifies her actions by claiming, "I'm doing this for us, for you." Yet in reality, her behavior leads him to sacrifice his own needs and desires. Over time, he feels exhausted and unappreciated, yet he persists in acquiescing because he's been led to believe that this is what love and care entail. Here's where the wisdom of Stoicism becomes invaluable. Stoicism encourages us to be attentive to our own needs and ensure our actions align with our values rather than someone else's agenda. It's vital to recognize when your emotions are being manipulated and to stand firm in your principles. Reflect on this. Have you ever found yourself compelled to act not because it was right for you, but because someone else convinced you it was right for them? How did that experience make you feel? Did it enhance your well-being, or did it leave you feeling exploited and undervalued? These are critical reflections for every high-value man to ponder. A true partner respects your boundaries, fosters your growth, and genuinely cares for your happiness without expecting anything in return. Ultimately, the takeaway is clear: your happiness should never serve as currency for someone else's gain. High-value men recognize the necessity of balance in relationships, where both partners contribute equally to one another's well-being. Stoic teachings remind us to stay true to our values and be cautious of those who might exploit our kindness and compassion. By remaining anchored in what genuinely matters to you and identifying manipulation when it arises, you can navigate relationships with clarity and strength, ensuring your happiness is not sacrificed for another's benefit. What is Stoicism if not the capacity to maintain inner peace and integrity, even amidst emotional turmoil? So be vigilant against sweet words, my friend. If you resonate with this, comment, "I am wary of sweet words." 2 compliments on your appearance and qualities. When a woman tells you, "I love you," but something feels amiss, it's essential to heed your instincts. Love, in its most authentic form, is a profound emotion, yet it can also serve as a tool for manipulation when expressed insincerely. Often, those 3 words are spoken not out of true affection, but from a place of convenience, manipulation, or even guilt. It's crucial to understand that not every hesitant "I love you" indicates that she's using you. There are moments when she might utter it out of pressure, perhaps, because you expressed your feelings first, leading her to feel obliged to reciprocate, even if her emotions haven't fully developed. In such cases, she may hope that her feelings will eventually align with her words, allowing her to genuinely feel the love she has declared. This situation doesn't necessarily point to deceit. It reflects the complexities of evolving emotions. However, when those words become weaponized, when "I love you" is wielded as a means to an end rather than a sincere expression of affection, it's crucial to remain anchored in Stoic wisdom. Stoicism, a philosophy that advocates for calm, rational thought and keen observation, can be especially beneficial in matters of the heart. If she professes her love with hidden motives, whether seeking financial support, social status, or simply your undivided attention, you must take a step back and assess the situation with clarity and logic. This isn't love, it's manipulation. Identifying these signs early is vital for protecting your emotional well-being. Consider the tale of a man ensnared in such a predicament. He was infatuated with a woman who appeared perfect at first glance. She frequently professed her love, yet her actions never matched her words. She often asked for favors, financial assistance, or special treatment, consistently assuring him of her love. Over time, he began to notice a pattern. Her declarations of love always preceded a request. Reflecting on Stoic teachings, he realized that love isn't solely about words, it's about actions. True love prioritizes the happiness and well-being of the other without expecting anything in return. He ultimately understood that she wasn't interested in him for who he was, but for what he could provide. This realization was painful yet liberating, enabling him to reclaim his peace of mind and emotional freedom. Modern Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control: our reactions, perceptions, and actions. If her "I love you" consistently comes with demands, or if you sense an ongoing current of expectation, it's time to reassess the relationship. Ask yourself, when she says she loves you, do you feel a sense of peace, or does something feel off? Do her words resonate with her actions, or do you find yourself doubting her intentions? These are vital questions that only you can answer, yet they are crucial for preserving your emotional health. Stoic happiness doesn't stem from avoiding relationships, it's about nurturing connections rooted in mutual respect, honesty, and genuine affection. Love should be a source of joy, not stress or confusion. In conclusion, while hearing "I love you" can be one of the most beautiful moments, it's essential to consider the context and the person delivering it. Words alone are insufficient. They must be supported by actions that demonstrate true love and respect. The lesson is straightforward. Don't allow sweet words to cloud your judgment. Pay attention to how she treats you, not merely to what she says. Stoicism teaches us to cherish our inner peace and happiness. Hey buddy, if you haven't hit the red button or the bell icon yet, please do. Support my efforts and subscribe to Stoic Motive now. 3. Compliment: you're a great lover. This statement reflects the essence of being with someone who truly cares for us, rather than someone who wields love as a means to their own ends. Keep your heart receptive, but your mind astute, and you'll discover a love that genuinely resonates with your spirit. So when she professes her love, ask yourself, is this truly love, or is it something else entirely? If these insights resonate with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to delve into the profound impact of Stoicism together, and remember, true love is demonstrated through actions, not mere words. Please comment: true love is shown through actions, not just words. The greatest threat to a man's tranquility isn't the storm outside, but rather the calm deceit that may lurk within. In relationships where emotions run deep, it's all too easy to be swayed by sweet words. Yet, as Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, the quality of your thoughts directly influences your happiness. Let's explore how to maintain your Stoic happiness and discern the truth behind those alluring phrases. In the realm of relationships, especially for those who embrace Stoicism today, remaining grounded amidst emotional upheaval is essential. Picture this: she gazes deeply into your eyes, her voice dripping with sweetness, and says, "You're a great lover." It's a compliment any man would appreciate, a gratifying boost to the ego. But as Stoic philosophy teaches us, it's not the compliment itself that holds weight, it's how we choose to respond. Epictetus famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters here. Your Stoic mindset becomes your most valuable ally." Instead of letting these words inflate your ego, take a moment to question their authenticity. Is this praise sincere, or could there be ulterior motives behind it? The Stoics were cautious of flattery, understanding that sweet words can often hide deeper intentions. Let's consider this scenario further. The compliment regarding your prowess might seem harmless, even flattering. But what if it's concealing something more? Perhaps she's trying to deflect your attention from a mistake she's made, seeking forgiveness without taking responsibility for her actions. Or perhaps she's employing this praise as a tool to manipulate you into doing something that ultimately serves her interests at your expense. This is where the essence of winning at Stoicism lies, not merely enduring challenges but thriving amidst them. It's about adhering firmly to your principles and not being swayed by fleeting pleasures or subtle manipulations. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminds us that the quality of your thoughts shapes your happiness. If you allow flattering words to cloud your judgment, you risk sacrificing your inner peace and integrity for momentary satisfaction. What repercussions might arise if you allow these compliments to blind you? How will this affect your self-respect and your approach to relationships in life? A Stoic man remains vigilant, questioning the motives behind what he hears. He understands that actions speak louder than words and recognizes that a disconnect between the two often signals something amiss. Seneca wisely observed, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity in relationships. This preparation manifests as mental and emotional awareness. By equipping yourself with this awareness, you minimize the risk of being caught off guard by manipulative tactics." When a woman tells you that you're the best lover she's ever had, it may initially seem like an opportunity for saying "I love you" insincerely. This presents an opportunity to boost your ego, but for a man rooted in Stoicism, it's also a chance to practice discernment, remaining anchored in your principles and not letting flattery sway your actions. In conclusion, never allow sweet words, no matter how tempting, to obscure your judgment. The essence of winning at Stoicism lies in staying true to yourself and your values, avoiding external validation or criticism to define your worth. Remember, as the Stoics taught, your inner peace and integrity are far more valuable than any compliment someone may offer. Always confront the difficult questions, remain alert to subtle manipulations, and strive to maintain your emotional equilibrium, regardless of how appealing the lie may be. In the grand scheme of life, true victory comes from mastering yourself rather than seeking approval from others. So if she praises you by saying "You are a great lover," remind yourself, "Keep a warm heart and a cool head now." Comment, "I keep a warm heart and a cool head." When a woman says, "Go ahead and admire those beautiful girls, I don't mind, tread carefully." While she may seem laid back and open at first, there will inevitably be moments that provoke feelings of anger and jealousy, like when your gaze is drawn to an attractive woman walking by. It's essential to understand that women, like anyone else, want to feel like the center of attention for the person they care about. They seek to feel special and valued, and this seemingly casual permission to admire others can often serve as a subtle test. It gauges your respect, loyalty, and the importance you place on her presence in your life. Consider this: imagine you're out with your partner and your attention drifts. Each time a beautiful woman passes by, you might think a mere glance is harmless, but what message does this send to the person next to you? In modern relationships, this scenario is all too prevalent, yet it reveals much about your respect and consideration for your partner. A high-value man recognizes the necessity of being present and giving his full attention to the woman he's with, knowing that respect is foundational to any meaningful relationship. This doesn't imply that you must entirely avoid looking at others, but it's about managing where your focus lies and ensuring your actions reflect the values you uphold. A contemporary example can be seen in social media behavior. How often do we see couples where one partner spends more time liking and commenting on strangers' photos than engaging with their own partner? This digital equivalent of wandering eyes can foster feelings of insecurity and mistrust. As a high-value man, practicing Stoicism means being aware of the effects of your actions and choosing behaviors that foster trust and respect. It also involves recognizing when you are being tested not to engage in games but to affirm your commitment and values. Stoic teachings remind us to be mindful of our desires and control them, ensuring they do not control us. When a woman claims she doesn't mind you looking at others, consider what she might genuinely be feeling. It's not about denying your natural reactions, but about choosing how to respond to them. Are you letting your impulses dictate your behavior, or are you consciously deciding to act in a manner that reflects the respect and loyalty you aspire to embody? This leads us to a critical question: how do you navigate these subtle tests in relationships while upholding your integrity and Stoic values? Remember, being a high-value man isn't about suppressing your instincts, but rather channeling them in ways that uplift both you and your partner. It's about understanding how Stoicism applies to relationships, guiding you to be more present, respectful, and in control of your actions when faced with situations where your partner appears to give you a free pass to admire others. 5. The phrase, "You're my hero." We view this as a chance to apply Stoic principles. It's not merely about your actions in those moments, but the deeper message you convey. Are you a man who prioritizes respect, loyalty, and presence, or do you allow fleeting attractions to dictate your behavior? The lesson is straightforward. High-value men recognize that true strength lies in self-control and the ability to act in ways that reflect their core values. By embodying these qualities, you not only forge stronger, more respectful relationships, but also adopt the Stoic mindset that fosters lasting happiness and fulfillment. What steps will you take today to ensure your actions align with the Stoic principles you aim to live by? Do you believe you can maintain this control? Comment, "I can control myself," as a reminder. When a woman says, "You're my hero," it may evoke the cinematic image of a gallant knight rescuing a damsel in distress. However, in the real world, especially in relationships, this phrase can be more misleading than it appears. While many men are naturally inclined to protect and provide, and the notion of being a hero taps into these instincts, it's essential to question whether she is genuinely expressing admiration or weaving a narrative to keep you engaged. When a woman uses this phrase, she is tapping into a deeply rooted desire that many men have to be viewed as strong, capable, and indispensable. The superhero genre, with its billion-dollar franchises, thrives on this idea, recognizing its resonance with men. Yet, in personal relationships, these words can serve as a tool for manipulation. If she expresses this sentiment, take a moment to consider the context. Did she deliver this compliment just before asking for a favor or assistance? Is she using it to soften you up, making you feel good about yourself right before making a request? This could indicate that she is employing flattery to gain something from you. Reflect on whether her praise has been followed by a request that benefits her more than it benefits you. For instance, does she tell you, "You're my hero"? And then casually ask if you could pick up an expensive gift or assist her with something that demands considerable time and effort. Let me share a relatable story. A friend of mine, whom we'll call Jake, once dated a woman who frequently proclaimed, "You're my hero," whenever he did something nice for her. Initially, he felt fantastic, who wouldn't? But soon he began to notice a pattern. Each time she said those words, they were quickly followed by a request, often something that required substantial time or money. Whether it was asking him to pick her up from a far-off location or to buy her an extravagant gift, the praise always preceded a favor. It wasn't until Jake felt emotionally and financially depleted that he recognized what was happening. She wasn't genuinely admiring him, she was using him. Once he ceased to meet her requests, the hero comments vanished, along with her interest in him. Jake learned an important lesson about the risks of confusing manipulation with genuine admiration. Now, how does this relate to Stoic happiness and the Stoic mindset today? Stoicism encourages us to value truth and wisdom over empty flattery or fleeting emotions. A Stoic man doesn't allow his self-worth to be dictated by someone else's words, especially when those words are designed to manipulate. Instead, he remains grounded, evaluating situations with clarity and reason. Ask yourself, when you hear "you're my hero," does it truly reflect your actions and character, or is it a sweet lie aimed at guiding you toward a goal that benefits her? It's crucial to remain vigilant and self-aware. 6. The phrase "you don't care about me." What are your thoughts? Have there been times in your life when you've fallen into similar traps, mistaking flattery for real affection? How can you apply Stoic principles to prevent being misled by such tactics in the future? The key takeaway here is to remain grounded in your sense of self-worth and not be influenced by words that, while flattering, might carry ulterior motives. Recognize that genuine admiration and love are not conditional or manipulative. A woman who truly cares for you won't need to resort to such tactics because your relationship will be founded on mutual respect and sincere affection. Embrace Stoic happiness by understanding your value and being aware when someone attempts to exploit it. As you navigate relationships, remember this Stoic principle: let your actions, not others' words, define your self-worth. When a woman praises your appearance or qualities, it's natural to feel uplifted. We all appreciate hearing nice things about ourselves, but sometimes those sweet words can conceal a hidden agenda. Let me help you discern whether these compliments are genuine or part of a larger scheme. Imagine this scenario: she lavishes praise on your looks or character, but each compliment is quickly followed by a subtle request. Maybe she hints at something she wants but can't afford, like a designer handbag, or suggests it would be really helpful if you could cover her bills this month. Perhaps she mentions how resourceful you are just as the fence in her yard desperately needs repairing. If you notice that her flattering remarks consistently come with requests, it's time to consider whether those compliments aim to manipulate rather than genuinely appreciate you. A woman who truly cares will compliment you simply to see you smile, not to gain something from you. Her praise will flow freely, without any strings attached, often in response to the thoughtful gestures you make for her, arising from genuine appreciation rather than a hidden agenda. If her compliments predominantly focus on things she knows will trigger your instinct to help or provide, this could be a red flag indicating that her flattery isn't as sincere as it appears. To illustrate this in a modern context, envision being in a relationship where your partner often praises your generosity. She constantly expresses admiration for your willingness to help others, especially regarding finances. She appreciates your work ethic and lauds your ability to make things happen. However, these compliments are soon followed by requests. She might need some extra money for something or ask you to cover her rent for a month due to financial struggles. Initially, you might feel great about helping, as her words make you feel valued. But over time, you start to realize that every compliment about your generosity is linked to her needing something from you. Is she genuinely appreciative, or is she leveraging your desire to be seen as generous for her own benefit? When she praises you, do her words truly lift your spirits, or do they feel like a prelude to a favor she's about to request? Does she acknowledge your kindness just to get what she wants, or does she genuinely value you? These are essential questions to ponder to uncover her true intentions. In the Stoic mindset, particularly in Stoicism today, we learn to perceive things as they truly are, not as we wish them to be. It's about discovering Stoic happiness through understanding and wisdom, recognizing when someone is attempting to manipulate us versus when they are genuinely appreciating us. Stoicism encourages us to maintain our inner strength and not be swayed by flattering words that serve merely as a means to an end. 7. A note of caution. By embracing these principles, you can safeguard your peace and ensure that your relationships are built on authenticity and mutual respect, rather than ulterior motives. So, the next time you receive a compliment, take a moment to ponder the intent behind it. Is it a genuine expression of admiration, or is there something more hidden beneath those sweet words? The lesson is straightforward. Be aware of the motives behind the praise you receive and aim to cultivate relationships where love and appreciation flow freely, not exchanged for favors. This awareness will lead you towards Stoic happiness and foster a life grounded in authenticity and mutual respect. If you resonate with this perspective, comment "I agree" or share your thoughts with "I don't think so." When you find yourself consistently covering expenses in a relationship without any sincere offer of contribution from her, it signals more than just a financial imbalance. It may indicate that your relationship is more transactional than you realize. Imagine this scenario: you're at a charming restaurant, the bill arrives, and once again, you reach for your wallet. She doesn't even pretend to reach for hers, brushing off the topic with an excuse or clever deflection, perhaps suggesting it's your role as the man to provide, or claiming she's too stressed from work to consider such trivial matters. This isn't merely an oversight, it's a significant warning sign. Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This advice applies to relationships as well. A woman who genuinely values you will naturally want to share responsibilities rather than just enjoy the benefits of your generosity. This is where Stoic happiness and the principles of Stoicism come into play, teaching us that a relationship should be a partnership in which both individuals contribute to one another's growth and well-being. But let's delve deeper. You might hesitate to address her lack of contribution, perhaps because she has skillfully convinced you that her financial struggles justify her behavior. She might weave a narrative about her hard work and immense pressures, making you feel guilty for even considering asking her to contribute. Phrases like "you don't care about me" or "you don't love me" might insinuate that your affection is tied to your willingness to cover her expenses. Here, the wisdom of Stoic life lessons becomes invaluable. Seneca famously stated, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." If she is exploiting your kindness to fulfill her desires without reciprocating, it's a clear indication of someone who wants more than she is willing to give, a dynamic that a wise man must recognize and address. Consider a scenario where she hints or directly asks for an expensive designer handbag. Even if she's facing financial difficulties, the question arises: is it genuinely your responsibility to fund her luxury wants? If she expects you to cover her past financial mistakes or support her extravagant tastes, this is a glaring red flag. Epicurus would remind us it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that truly matters.